Everybody, Jeff Miller here from Target Test Prep. Really pumped to talk to you today about setting up a GMAT study schedule and discussing some finer points about your timeline. If you like today's video, be sure to subscribe and review our videos. Leave any comments for any other videos you want us to do in the future, because more will be coming. All right, let's jump right into it. So when you're defining your preparation timeline and a GMAT study schedule, the first thing you got to do is take that practice test. But not the first thing. Before that, spend a few days, 3, 4, 5 days, getting used to the GMAT format. Understand what a data sufficiency question is. Understand what's tested in data interpretation. Get used to the quant topics that are out there. By doing that, you're going to have a very good handle on exactly what you might see on your practice test. So now you're taking it somewhat cold. Now again, why are we taking the practice test? That's simple. We're taking it because we want to make sure that we can see where we're starting and where we need to get to. I can't tell you how important that is in the scope of your preparation. Now, if you score a 555 and need a 705, it's going to take some time, maybe 6+ months. If you get a 665 and need a 705, maybe you do it in just 2 to 3 months. But the point is, without that baseline score, it's going to be very, very difficult to know where you're going. Once you know where you're going, the next biggest thing is your study plan and your study schedule. Let's talk about your study schedule first and then your study plan. Your study schedule is, when can I study? When can I sit down on any given day, weekend, weekday, and study? So what does that mean? It means you gotta go take a seat, get a cup of coffee, whatever it is, and put pen to paper. Can I study in the mornings before I go to work? Is it better to study after work? How much free time do I have on the weekends? And maybe it's a mix of before, after work, and weekend prep. What I always tell my students is shoot for about 18+ hours. What does that equate to? 2 hours each weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 hours each weekend day, Saturday and Sunday. There's your 18 hours. Look, if you can do more, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to do more. Once the study schedule's in place, then you ask yourself, do I have a good study plan? Now, what does a study plan do? It puts you in a place to successfully learn GMAT Math, GMAT Verbal, GMAT DI over a period of time. A great way to create your study plan or to find one that exists, like the TTP study plan, is one that focuses around topical learning and practice. So what does that mean exactly? Well, topical learning and practice is you're focusing on one topic at a time. Let's take GMAT focus rates, for example. What do you do to topically learn that? You just focus on rates. It's as easy as it sounds. So you're doing average rates, converging rates, catch-up rates, catch-up and pass, etc. You're learning all of those rate questions. You're getting all the formulas down. And then what comes next? Just rates practice. So you're doing 50, 60, up to 100 questions on one topic. The reason is you want to see if there's holes or weaknesses despite learning all of that. You find your gaps, you go back, you review, you fix those gaps, and then you rinse and repeat with other quant, verbal, and DI topics. That's your initial learning phase. As you move towards the end of your prep, the next thing you're going to be doing is folding in mixed problem sets. Why are you doing that? Because you want to start to get used to how things are going to come up on test day, and it's going to be a useful review tool, right? Because if you're 12 weeks into your prep and you do a review set on exponents and roots and linear and quadratics, and you see you get a few root questions wrong, let's say rationalizing the denominator, well, that means that's a weakness that kind of crept in, and that's something you need to fix. So again, your study plan is going to jump between doing your topical learning and your mixed review. And of course, as you go through your study plan, doing your own reviews is key, whether you're looking at your notes, your flashcards, your error log, all of that is super important to make sure you're retaining the stuff that you've learned. The back end of your study plan is now the practice test phase. You've gotten through your topical learning, your mixed practice, your review on your own, and now you're ready to take the official NBA.com practice exams. That's the final step. Hopefully when you get there, you'll start to see incremental improvement in your scores, or heck, maybe you'll be right where you need to be with your scores when you start out. But the point is, this phase is important because now you're taking everything you've learned and you're putting it to the test. Now, when you're done with each practice exam, You use that to fill in gaps and find weak areas, just as you did previously. And you want to take all of those 6 exams leading into test day. If something's gone wrong during the practice test phase, or you're not getting the scores you need, well, then you may have to reevaluate some things. But if you've done everything I've said in this video from beginning to end, you should be darn close to your score goal by the time that practice test phase is over, and you'll be ready to rock the GMAT on test day. I had a blast talking about your GMAT study schedule, how to create one, how to study for your GMAT. So I hope you learned some valuable lessons for your GMAT prep. If you liked today's video, subscribe to our channel. There are more videos coming, and please leave comments. I'm happy to do any videos that you think would be beneficial for you and your GMAT preparation. So until next time, thank you for watching. Happy studying, everybody, and we'll talk very soon.